जाने समझे ज्ञान वास्तु शास्त्र का, पृथ्वी अग्नि जल वायु स्थान कहाँ आकाश का।
ओम वास्तु पुरुषाय नमो नमः।
खुद ही समझो खुद ही जानो, कहता है क्या घर आपका।
Hello friends, you are with me Pia, and I really feel very happy to share this platform of Homes and Properties with you guys. Homes and Properties, this is the show which will not be focusing on buying and selling of properties. In fact, this program will give you deep information about the science of home building, the ancient science of home building in fact. And to give us all this information and to educate us about this topic, I would like to welcome Mr. Gyani, who is present in our studio. He would be telling us how our existing homes influence our lifestyle. So without wasting any time, let us welcome Mr. Gyani. Mr. Gyani, welcome to our show.
Hello.
Mr. Gyani, right now we were talking about the ancient science. Why do we focus so much on ancient science when we are living in the 21st century, which is the world of cyber, where we are dealing with gadgets and other friendly equipments? Why do you focus so much on ancient science? Tell us, what is this science about? Why should we adapt to this science?
Pia, there are n number of reasons that why one should believe in this ancient science of home building. We do have achieved a lot in technology and sciences.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that is missing always, and that missing part is the happiness. We have been given this wonderful birth of a human being. We are not animals, we are not birds, we are not fishes, we are human beings. And it is only a human being who has been given this blessing that he can smile and he can laugh.
Definitely.
No fishes laugh, no animals laugh, no birds laugh.
Yeah.
Now, if we were blessed with this smile and this laughter, then we should be smiling and we should be laughing. But this part, this smile and laughter has been missing, and slowly and gradually it is going, it is eroding, you know. People are unable to laugh and people are unable to smile. So because the life has been so much of stress, we are into a world of competition and most of us cannot compete.
Definitely.
However, we may be competent. So we see from our peer group, and oh, this guy, he was my classmate, he was good for nothing. But look at his success. And I was good for everything, but I'm down here, can't do anything. Now, you always thought in your college that you were competent enough to handle every situation, and you thought that you will be the most successful. And that boy who was your classmate, who was in your school or in college, and you always thought down upon him that he is good for nothing and he will never do anything, will never achieve anything. Now, all of a sudden, after 10 years, you realize that he is grown big size and you are just there.
Yeah.
Right? Why does this happen? You know very well that he was not competent, and you know very well that you were competent.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is an area that needs to be answered. This is a problem area. Now you have a problem where you see that you didn't grow, he grew. So you need to attend this.
Yeah.
In spite of all the efforts that you put in to grow, to progress, it never happened. Where does this problem come from? Have you ever tried to find out why he became big and I did not become big? So you have to find out what is the source of this problem. Okay. Now there's another issue. I have my children who are very, very bright and they are very studious. They sit for 5 hours, 6 hours every day on their study table and they study hard. But when it comes to getting the marks, they get B grade marks. But the efforts that they had put in were for A grade or maybe A plus grade. And it happens every time.
Yeah.
Now this is again a problem area. Okay. Now this needs attention. That let us try to find out what is the source of the problem, from where this problem is routed, from where it is rooted, where is it coming from.
Yeah.
I do a lot of exercise, I do a lot of jogging, I go to the gym. Every 2 hours I put in some workout. Either I go jogging, either I go to gym or swimming or football or whatever. So I eat good food, I exercise, nothing should go wrong with my health.
Definitely.
All of a sudden, somewhere at the age of 45, 50, I realize I've got a back pain. Why should I get this back pain? I've been doing workouts regularly, I eat good food, why should I have a back pain?
Yeah.
You go to the doctor, he diagnoses you, he takes a CT scan, he takes a MRI and tells you XYZ reason for that back pain. What we are talking about, or what we are going to talk about, is that why did you have this back pain problem? What the doctor is going to do is that he sees that there is a back pain and is going to treat the back pain. We are going to talk about is from where did the back pain come. I never eat junk food. I am always very careful about my food habits. I have no vices. I drink lots of water. I do this, I do that, I follow this, I follow that. But I got diabetes. And my parents did not have diabetes. It is not genetic. If my parents had diabetes, if I have diabetes, I can understand it is genetical. But if it is not so and still I have diabetes in spite of my good food habits, then this is again a problem, needs to be attended.
Definitely.
What is the source of this diabetes? Likewise, migraine. Likewise, knee pain. Most people have knee replacement surgeries now. So from where does this problem come? Why did I have to go for a knee replacement surgery in spite of the fact that I was working out, I was doing this, that, I was taking good care? So there are so many problems, there are so many questions about which the people do not have answers. So
Definitely.
we are going to find out answers to these questions which have never been answered. There have been more than 100 people who have written a book on one title, one common title, and the title is Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. And on this same title, as many as 100 people have written books, and they've given their versions why bad things happen to good people. Right. So in those books you will realize that the question has been answered. Like if I put to you a question that I have never ever thought negative about anybody in my lifetime. I have always blessed everybody whom I met. I will seek blessings from God and for somebody I have met. I have never done any wrong to anybody. I have never spoken a wrong word or a bad word in my lifetime. I have helped anybody who has come to me. Rather, I have converted a 49% chance of helping somebody into a 100% chance so that I can actually help somebody.
Definitely.
And even after that, oh God, my son got an accident and he is no more. Or my son got an accident and he's got paralyzed for all his life. Why such a thing happened to me? Right. So there will be n number of reasons given, versions given, why such a thing happened to
Me.
me.
Yeah.
Right. What we are going to do on this platform is that we will explain to you scientifically that who would have an accident and who will not have an accident, number one. Number two, if there is an accident, whether it will be a head injury or a foot injury, those are the things that we are going to educate. So what basically we are trying to tell here is that we are going to educate our viewers as to from where the problems are coming. The source of the problem. Once we know the source of the problem, it is easier to hit that point and stop the problem from coming in more, right?
Definitely, sir.
Curing a problem is another thing. So the problem has already come and then you're treating the problem.
Treating the problem.
So what we are going to talk about is let the problem not come at all. Because once we realize that this is the area from where the problem can come, we'll try to put a barrier there, and the moment we put a barrier there, the problem goes away, it doesn't ever come to us. These are the things that we are going to talk about. I may go ahead and say that a divorce is a byproduct of distortion of your home building. Because you have not followed the science of home building, because you have gone for a designer house, or because of the lack of information, you just selected a house which was having some distortions about the science.
Definitely.
Therefore, there was a divorce. Therefore, there was a separation. Therefore, you were married for 7 years but could never conceive a child. All these things of life are being influenced by the house, the house that you live in, right? So a house can be so very important that you don't even know that all the illnesses, 90% of the illnesses that you have today is because of the house. 90% of the interpersonal relation problems that you have is because of the house. 90% of the finances problems that you have is because of the house. And 90% of the court matters that you have is because of the house. So your life is affected by your house, influenced by your house by 90%. Had you been living in a house that was based on the science of this home building, your life would be much peaceful, much progressive, much spiritual, much charitable, and a smooth life. So what we are trying to educate here, or what we are trying to achieve on this platform, is that how our lives can be smooth and peaceful and progressive.
Definitely.
Right. So we are going to talk about the distortions in your house, the distortions in your office, the distortion in your workplace, in your warehouses, in your schools, in your hospitals, and we'll work out the problem areas. We'll find out the problem areas, and we'll give you also solutions that you can do them yourself, so that you can handle it yourself. We will educate you enough that you can do it yourself and achieve a peaceful, progressive life. There are homes where the moment you enter the house, the environment of the house is so bad, everybody starts quarreling, everybody starts fighting, that you really don't want to go home.
Definitely.
But moment you are out of the house, you are best of the friends, the husband and wife. I have known so many couples who come and tell me that Mr. Gyani, when we are not in the house, we are very happy and happily married. We are best friends. The moment we enter the house, something goes wrong and we quarrel a lot, right? Now, when you say this, it means that the problem is in the house. Right?
Yeah.
Or maybe a businessman would come to me and tell me, Mr. Gyani, I've got 2 shops or 2 gas stations. One gas station I earn, say, about 10K a month, but there's another gas station I lose 10K a month. Now he's the same guy with the same efforts, with the same aura, with the same attitude towards his business, right?
Yeah.
But in one of the gas stations he makes 10K, and in one of the gas stations he loses 10K. Now what would be the deciding factor? Naturally, the orientation of this gas station and the orientation of this gas station. The direction and the subdirection of this gas station, the direction and the subdirection of this gas station. Then the counters will be in a different direction. The counter of this cash counter of this gas station will be in a different direction. So it's all about the directions and the subdirections. So we are going to discuss in the few episodes that we are going to have here about the directions and the subdirections. So we have selected a blackboard setup here Why? Because I want you all to be able to identify your house, your workplace on this blackboard, so that you can understand better what I am trying to say.
So, Mr. Gyani, you were right now talking to us about our lifestyle. It is affected by our houses. 90% of our lifestyle, as you said, it is affected by our houses. I would like to ask you, why should I believe you?
Don't believe me.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to believe me. Don't believe me. If you have a solution to your problem, go ahead and do it. If you do not have a solution to your problem, come to me. You get me?
Yeah.
Everyone is supposed to put in his efforts.
Definitely.
Everyone is supposed to give the best that he can give to his problem. But there are problems that are above you. You cannot solve those problems. So nobody likes problems. I'm sure everybody who has a problem has tried to sort out this problem. But he may give it up. He may get into the habit of living with that problem, because he tried hard, but the problem would never go. So he says, okay, I'm used to it now. Let the problem be there.
Yeah.
I've learned to live with this problem.
Yeah.
But you have not sorted out that problem. You tried it, you did not. What I am going to say is that I have a solution to sort out the problem. I am going to educate to you that from where your problem is coming, and then you can sort it out yourself. Right?
Yeah.
So, whether you believe me or don't believe me makes no sense unless and until you have educated yourself about the science, and then you say, well, I believe it, I don't believe it.
Definitely.
You get me?
Yeah.
So, you have to first know from where the problem is coming. What happens generally is that you have a problem, you try to sort it out through various agencies. Like you have a problem in your eye, so you need to go to an ophthalmologist.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. But with a problem in the eye, if you go to an orthopedic surgeon or to a physician or to a liver specialist, a gastroenterologist, the problem is going to be there. It's never going to be solved, because
Definitely.
you are not going to the right person regarding the problem. Right. So what I am going to tell you on this platform is that this is the problem area, this is the source of the problem, and you need to go here and you need to do this to sort out the problem. You get me? Unless and until I explain to you this is a science, we are going to do about 30 hours or 20 hours on this platform trying to explain to you about the science. And believe me, it is such a deep science that even I know 2% of the science. You get me?
Yeah.
But even if you apply 2% of my 2% knowledge of the science, you're still better off. Right? It is such a magical, wonderful science. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I don't say you believe or not, but whether to believe or not will happen only after you know something about this.
Definitely.
Isn't it?
So, well, friends, over here you can see Mr. Gyani is talking about ancient science of home building time and again. Let us find out how perfect this science is. Mr. Gyani, question passes on to you.
Well, it is a science.
Yeah.
When mathematics is a science, and you cannot say 2 plus 2 may be 4.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that?
Definitely 2 plus 2 is equal to 4.
And you will never use the word maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or you may never say 2 plus 2, maybe they can become 5. It's never going to happen. 2
Yeah.
plus 2 has to be 4.
4.
And in ancient times it has to be 4. Today's times it has to be 4. In the far away future also 2 plus 2 will be 4.
4.
Why? Because it is a science. Isn't
Definitely,
it?
yeah.
Isn't it? So a science is a science and it has to be perfect. So this is a science about energies. It is about positive energies and negative energies, and this science is also perfect science, and it is more perfect because it is a God-made science. And man-made sciences can be very misleading. Medical
Definitely.
science, like I said, is a perfect science, is a very good science. It has helped humanity. Even veterinary doctors have helped the animals and birds, but it is still a science of probability. World Health Organization may write on a cigarette packet the statutory warning. They will write smoking is injurious to health, it may cause cancer. They can never write it will cause cancer, right? Because there will be smokers who never had cancer, and there will be non-smokers who have had cancer, right?
Definitely.
So it is a science of probability.
आओ जाने समझे ज्ञान वास्तु शास्त्र